Yo, good morning. Welcome to Thriving Talks to Anthony. Today we're going to be having an insightful conversation. For those out here that's just tapping into this video, I really want you guys to gain this awareness. So please tune in. Today's video is going to be basically about, understanding the people that you're around and breaking dysfunctional patterns. You feel me? This goes for family. This goes for your friends. This goes for your environment. Just drawing that more awareness, because I really want to break down some situations, things I endured, but I really want to give you guys some key pointers. So stick with me, right? So, people that are coming from dysfunctional dynamics, like I said, families, you tend to, cling to familiarity. Like you think that these things are healthy for you, but realistically, I'm telling you right now, like we got to draw this awareness. You feel me? A lot of the stuff that people that you're around, they're holding your potential behind. You feel me? It's all laughter, it's all giggles, but I'm letting you know behind the scenes, it's not what you think, right? And that's why I'm trying to give you guys the awareness, give you the information, the knowledge, in addition to the protection, so you're able to move accordingly, so you can get things done. Feel me? So once again, like I said, when you're coming from chaotic environments, like I said, you deal with the arguing, you dealing with the yelling, you dealing with the slamming, you dealing with just a lot of silliness. You feel me? And then your nervous system gets used to that chaos, right? The body gets used to it, right? So I really want us, like I said, draw that awareness on, when it comes to the psychology behind that. You know what I mean? And then moving forward, I wanted us to talk about basically, how it feels normal, right? Just because these things feel normal to you doesn't mean it's good for you. And I really want us to take that in consideration, because some of us out here making decisions that are putting us in compromised situations. You know what I mean? We're living too fast. You know what I mean? Dealing with people because we think that it's just a lot of things going on, right? Some of us are not fully developing because we're rushing through life. And I really want us to understand, like, yo, what's going on in our dynamics. You know what I mean? Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's culture is different. But this is why we need to come together in a conductive and a conducive way, right? That's why DEI is really important, diversity, equity, inclusion. So we're all able to be on the same table, you feel me, and draw some understanding. These conversations are very important. For instance, someone that you're around that drinks often, And some people in our family, they drink often. It's a part of their lifestyle. But we need to be real to ourselves. Some of these habits that we have, like drinking, obviously alcohol, etc., it's not beneficial for the body. I ask people this all the time. Does alcohol have nutrients in it? No, they don't. It's not good for the body. So we have to really be real to ourselves and understand that sometimes we're more prone to be around people that do it because it feels natural, if you know what I mean, right? So we got to realize, like I said, some of us are living lives that we're in misery. You feel me? We just getting consistent, pain, suffering. You know what I mean? We're not able to level up. Some of us want to get a license. Some of us want to get a job. Some of us want to get a house, a career, like really want to get us in our bags. But somehow, in some way, it's just not working out. Right? But we have to, like I said, get the awareness and draw some understanding to what is going on. Because I'm going to be real with you. Some people out here, they're competing with themselves. You know what I mean? They're competing with you. They focus on validation. They focus on everything besides what? Themselves. And this is why I really want to emphasize about personal development, because we have to pour into ourselves. We pour into jobs, we pour into family, we pour into this, we pour into that. But when do we spend time to really assess ourselves? You know what I mean? The elders out here, they try to pour into us. Ain't nobody listening. You feel me? In a real way. But it's just like, we have to understand that our environment, our mindset, our habits, our emotions all connect into our growth. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm saying we need to understand, who are we surrounding ourselves around? Family included. You know what I mean? Because like I said, some of us are coming from dysfunctional dynamics where you're prone to it's just toxic love. It's toxic love. And you got to realize too, is that if someone can't love themselves, how can they love you? If someone can't love themselves, how can they love you? So we have to discover these things, because, like I said, when it comes to life, people are going to come, people are going to go. You feel me? How are we living our lives? We have to love ourselves. You feel me? On some Scarface stuff, the world is what? The world is yours. We all share this world type stuff. So in a real way, you got to pour into yourself. Right? So it's just pay attention to how people make you feel in these environments. Once again, people out here that's come from dysfunctional homes, I need you to really come on now. We need to get real with it. Pay attention to how people make you feel. Street people out there, we know what's up. You know what I mean? That trust, you feel me? You gotta be real, yo. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here, yo. Some people out here, they don't have the best intentions for you. They're trying to see what they can get out of you, derive from you. You feel me? For me, let me give you some context, right? Back in my days when I was in community college, I met an individual, you know what I mean? Cool peoples, you know, cracks jokes, etc. You know what I mean? He's a funny guy. But for me, I was more ambitious, and you know, I could see a little bit of my personality. We intertwined. We feel me? We clicked, and we were starting to hang out after school. You know, he was doing this thing. Obviously, I got my own world. I'm doing my thing. Got my shorty, etc. At the time, I'm doing my, you know what I mean? Living life. Everybody's living their life, but it's just we choose to who we want to connect bonds with. We choose to who we want to have relationships with. We choose to who we allow access into our lives. We got to be accountable, y'all. And that's why it's important to have boundaries up, you feel me? Doing cancellations if necessary, like making sure you're keeping yourself apart. Like my pops used to tell me back in the days that before you step outside your crib, for instance, and you have fun, go to an event, you feel me? Make sure you take care of your house. Make sure you take care of your needs. Make sure you take care of your priorities. You know what I mean? Because it's not good. It's not settling when you come back home into an environment of chaos. You got no food in the crib. You feel me? You got all this nonsense on the carpet, dishes in a, you know what I mean, tub looking kind of whoa, like, you feel me? Bathroom looking crazy. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all. So we need to really, like I said, when are we going to really reassess ourselves and who we are around? Because, like I said, we're just living life and we're out here just connected and bonding. We're just random people. We're going to connect misery to our lives. You know, and I've seen it for myself. I can be a testimony to that. But that's why I moved the way I move. You know, it's not about the more friends that you have and all these, you feel me? Like, why live in a facade? Who are you trying to, you feel me? And be real. Look at your Instagram. Look at all these. Do you really know 1 million people? Face to face, did you really build a relationship with 1 million? Let's be real to ourselves, y'all. Who are we trying to please to? And that's what I'm saying. When you get to this level, when you've really been pouring into yourself, validating yourself, positive self-talk, you feel me? Journaling with yourself, building that real rapport with yourself, you're gonna realize the confidence lies within inside, y'all. But let's get back into it because we need to do this work. You know what I mean? Healthy people respect your boundaries. I'm gonna say it again. Healthy people respect your boundaries. They communicate, you know what I mean, in an honest way. They're not trying to play with you. You feel me? And when it comes to people, their first response is gonna be their real response. You can see they're not trying to manipulate. They're on that silly stuff. You know what I mean? Confident people, they don't do that stuff. You know what I mean? And they take accountability. When you ask somebody, you tell someone something and they can't be accountable and they go into guilt mode. They try to just project onto you and they make it about, you feel me? They try to swip the role. Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? So I really want us to understand the people that we're around. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. And even, like I said, pulling it back to the drinking stuff, you can get pulled into someone else's world. You know? It may take you time to realize, but some of our friends, some of the people that are around, they may be alcoholics, and there's no shame to that. But we also have to be real. Their life can be pulled. We can be pulled into their life. It happened to me. It happened to me, y'all. You like the fun. You like the enjoyment. You like the personality. You like the vibe. And let's be real. You're bringing it. People don't even realize you're bringing the vibe. Because of your personality, there's something about you that you have that connects with these and resonates with these people. You feel me? And there's something that people see in you, but that you don't see in yourself. Because why? We don't look at ourselves. Why? We don't really get to develop a relationship with ourselves. Why? Why? And these are questions that we have to do critical thinking to figure out. I'm doing what I have to do, but y'all have to really spend the time to really create this bond with yourself. And once again, we got to get ourselves into conducive environments where we're able to think clearly. Y'all hear the birds chirping? Y'all see me walk? You feel me? Nice morning walk. After work, you feel me? Finding time. They say 20 minutes a day really gonna do you feel me? Keep the doctor away. Like, let's do what we gotta do, y'all. You know? But once again, when it comes to dysfunctional people, often their manipulation, you know, it turns into that criticism, right? Like I said, they always try to make it about you. It always leads to drama. It leads to more, you feel me? What are we doing with these people? You know? These people try to control you and they try to look down upon you on the back end. And once again, like I said, I'm walking up a hill, so you feel me? Have grace with me. But on the back end, once again, like I said, is that we're in a world that people are suffering. We could sit here and play what? A facade. But let's keep it a band. A lot of us are suffering. And when it came to statistics about a year ago, something like that, what they say, like most Americans don't have at least $1,000 in their savings account. Let's keep it a band with ourselves. We're all trying to, you feel me? Survive. So why are we playing a facade? This is not about buying the Jordans every week. This is a different type of time we're in. We're in serious times, y'all. And people will do anything to make sure that they get their needs met, aka their needs met. They're not thinking about you. They're not thinking about their emotions. So don't get this misconstrued. And people out here, like I said, that really got the street smarts, they know what I'm talking about. People out here that's with the dysfunction, y'all know what I'm talking about. We got to get real. A lot of us out here were born to be authentic, but most of us out here are making decisions that are following into the crowd. At the end of the day, like I said, it's your choice. We all have to be accountable. You know? We all got to be accountable. You know, so once again, like I said, we need to kind of differentiate which is healthy, which is not healthy. Understanding, like I said, we're more prone as dysfunctional people that are coming from dysfunctional dynamics. Let's be real. What's going on, right? There's no way in hell that, how are we coming out healthy in a dysfunctional dynamic? What's healthy about this? You look at mom's bloodline, the history, the culture, the personality, the behaviors, how she handles her emotions. Maybe not be in a healthy way, right? Let's look, and then let's look at Papa's side. Let's really make the connections. Let's look at the environment that we're around. Let's look at the way that people treat each other, right? And we have to realize, how can we improve ourselves? How can we get on that healthy wave, on that healthy pattern? Because we deserve better. We feel me? We deserve real love in a competent, real way. That toxic love is just, you feel me? Yes, people get their adrenaline rush. Yes, you get your dopamine rush. But when that settles in and it's over with, and you come back to your real reality, you're suffering. It's not healthy. It's not healthy to put your body through that. Y'all don't know the immense stress that's going on into your internal organs. And for those that are in school, you feel me? For the nurses, for the doctors, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And for those out there, like, let's really start doing our research. Let's really start understanding health is wealth. Let's really start understanding what is healthy for us, and our relationships tie into it. You know what I mean? So once again, like I said, we need to take into consideration, you know, the time and the energy that we allow people into what? Our access. Period. We control how we want people to treat us, or how we want people to be around us, or how we're going to be going to certain events you don't even go to anymore. I'm not even trying to be in the mix. A lot of dangers out here. You feel me? It's not to be out here to having a scarcity mindset. We're trying to have a protection mindset. Let's stop being around people that are trying to tear us up. Let's stop being around people that's trying to manipulate us. Let's stop being around people that's trying to control us. Isn't it funny how anytime someone asks you to do something, you make it happen, you try to accommodate, right? You happen to be the driver picking people up. But when you need something, it's crickets. When you got a flat tire, it's crickets. You feel me? When you need 20 bills to put in the tank, it's crickets. Why is it crickets? Because the way that you treat people, the way that you see people, they don't see you the same way. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. We got to be connected to and observing what's going on. So let's strive towards a personal growth. Let's strive towards healing. Let's strive towards building healthy relationships, and understand that, like I said, we're worthy of what's real, not the facade, not to continue playing into this world of dysfunction, into the life of dysfunction, but we deserve a life of healthiness. So let's understand, like I said, the patterns. Let's understand and observe the people, the environments, right? And let's make a better choice. Let's choose, excuse me, I'm walking up the hill, you feel me? But let's choose healthy relationships. Let's choose healthy connections. And I really mean this. And I'm gonna make another video, and I'm gonna dive into some more, you feel me, situations I endured from, different people. The things I've seen, man, you dig? But the things that I've seen. And now I'm no longer allowing no one to make me feel less competent, inadequate, use me. Like, no, I have the awareness. I have the, you feel me, the protection. And I want you to have the same thing so you're able to navigate in life. Still be loving, still be kind, still be being able to interact, but understanding and seeing through people that are healthy and people that are still trying to heal and navigate through their own ways of dysfunction and playing into their own facade, etc., etc. You feel me? But please, let's get real. Let's be authentic. Let's really make the connections. Let's gain this healthy mentality and let's improve. If you found this video beneficial, thumbs up. You feel me? Share if possible. And I'll see you on the next one. Stay blessed.